Lucy is part of the Sons of Chaldeon. She is a fire attribute support agent. She provides an interesting playstyle through the use of her boars, who fight alongside her as well as serve as her projectiles, which is kind of bleak if you think about it. But the boars don't mind, I suppose. My name is Suka. We're gonna go over Lucy's W engine, drive disc, stats, recommendations, and team suggestions, starting with her playstyle. Lucy provides a pretty significant buff called Cheer On, which provides the squad with an attack boost starting at 13.80% plus an additional 44 at base level, being able to max out the flat attack boost to 600. To do this, you are required to use your X special, and once the boar explodes, you'll gain the buff. Note that the duration for Line Drive and Fly Ball buffs are different, where Fly Ball will provide you with a Cheer On buff with 15 seconds, and Line Drive 10 seconds, so you'll always want the fly ball when you can. Other than that, Lucy is a super simple agent to use. Her baby boars will run around and attack people while you also attack them at the same time. An interesting thing though is that Lucy's core passive actually enhances the boars by a lot. They get an increase of 140% to their Cheer On buff, an attack frequency increase, and if you unlock Lucy's second core passive or additional ability, the boars will inherit Lucy's crit rate and damage, so it'll be worth it to build Lucy with a focus on damage stats. Her basic attack has a 4-part combo dealing both physical and fire damage, and on the 4th basic, the on-field boar will do a special spinning attack. Her special attack has 2 different functions depending on how you activate it. When you press special, you do the Line Drive, and when you hold special, you'll do Fly Ball. Her X special will be the same, and remember that Fly Ball provides a longer duration for the Cheer On buff. Her ultimate is an AoE fire attack, which also provides 10 energy to the squad, and an additional 20 to the agent coming in next. That's pretty much it for her ability, so let's move on to her equipment recommendations next. Starting with W engines, we have Kaboom the Cannon. This is Lucy's signature engine that provides an energy regen main stat. Its effect requires a friendly unit in the squad to hit an enemy, which then allows the engine to increase all friendly units' attack by 2.5 to 4% for 8 seconds, stacking up to 4 times. Each friendly unit can provide 1 stack of the buff. I haven't tested it yet, but I assume that the attacks of the boars on the field can also apply this buff for us, which means that we can easily get an easy 9.6% attack increase for the squad. Plus, with the energy regen main stat, we can get our X special very quickly to provide the Cheer On buff. This will be our best in slot engine for sure. Reverb Mark II is a good alternative engine to use if you didn't get lucky enough to pull for a signature engine, but do note that this engine was made to boost anomaly mastery and proficiency, so this particular Lucy build would be best for an anomaly team and paired with Piper, for example. With an energy regen main stat, we can also build up for our X special pretty quickly. Drive discs. I always recommend Swing Jazz as the preferred drive disc for my supports, mainly for the energy regen effect on the 2-piece. More energy regen means more X specials, which means more consistent buffs for the team. This engine also provides a boost to the whole squad's damage when launching a chain attack or ultimate, which doesn't hurt to have. 2-piece combinations, Hormone Punk with its attack percent boost would be perfect to help max out the Cheer On buff effect, but if you already have it capped out, you can just go for Freedom Blues for more anomaly damage, or Puff of Electro just an overall damage boost. Main stats: Disc 4 and 5 attack percent, Disc 6 energy regen. Substats, we want attack percent, crit rate, crit damage, and then penetration or flat attack if you find those. And that's it. Very simple gear setup for her. Let's move on, team suggestions. I do have a couple of team recommendations we can go for, starting with a mono fire team built around Soldier 11, Coleta, and Lucy. This team is built around boosting Soldier 11's overall damage as well as provide a stunning window for her to deal all her damage. Lucy provides a ton of amazing buffs from her Cheer On status, attack buff from her signature engine, as well as a squad-wide damage boost from using the Swing Jazz drive disc. Lucy is also a fire element, which will allow Soldier 11 to unlock her additional ability, which increases her fire damage. On top of that, Coleta will stun the enemy for us, which unlocks Soldier 11's next effect in her passive, dealing further damage by 22.5% at base level. Soldier 11 will be treated extremely well with this sort of team. Next, we have the bestest of friends team setup. Piper and Lucy are literally best friends here, which means they will synergize perfectly together. For the final spot, you can probably focus on either a stun unit or even maybe Ben. Preferably someone that doesn't take up too much field time so you can focus on letting Piper hog all the action. With this team, I do recommend you switch Lucy's signature engine to Reverb Mark II so you can boost Piper's anomaly mastery and proficiency whenever you launch an X special with Lucy. But you can definitely stick with Lucy's signature engine to still provide Piper with a ton of damage. If you have trouble deciding, just stick with Lucy's signature engine so you don't have to use so much material to level up so many different engines. With this setup, you'll get a lovely 600 flat attack boost to give Piper with a Chiron buff, amazing boost from whichever engine you decide to use, and then a damage boost from the drive disc. Finally, we have the Disorder from the Sons of Caudillon team setup. In the future, we'll have Bernice as our new anomaly unit, part of the Sons of Caudillon, add on Piper and Lucy, and we'll have a crazy disordered team on our hands. Now, Disorder is a special damage effect when you apply two different attribute anomalies, where the first element you place will either implode or proc at the same time as the second anomaly is being inflicted, dealing a whole ton of damage. Bernice isn't released yet, so we don't know what her kit will entail, but we do know she's going to be the first fire anomaly agent. With her bringing the heat, we'll have Piper bring the pain via assault, and Lucy will help them both do their best by boosting their damage as much as she can. This is probably the best setup, allowing everyone in the squad to unlock their second additional abilities and synergistically perform the best damage possible. You'll have to apply burn first with Bernice, so when you proc assault, all the burn dots will proc all at once on top of assault damage you do. That's what Disorder is. This is why Disorder is so cool and well worth voting around. Lucy is a pretty easy agent to understand, and being just an A rank, she only has her Chiron buff to remember. Equipped with the right equipment, you can provide your main DPS agent to deal a whole ton of damage while also being able to smack a ton of baby boars all over the place, allowing them to commit jihad to your enemies. I do appreciate you all making it to the end. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.